Man, Facebook Live, man, on location. Big Boss Studios, yo. I'm up here with championship belts. The world famous right there. We about ready to go live, y'all, so hold on. Thank you guys for tuning in. Just to win to feed my kids straight poker face, now niggas all in. Live it up, I never give it up. It's technology, cause we throw it up. Teams in the air, we bang on everywhere. They can't stand what we do, they scared. Put me down, I'm a clan for the town. Super soaker nigga, I hit on the front round. Catch me on that bowling app. Ask about pounds, cause I know what myself. Hold it all day, then we work through the night. So I'm banging left on the other bang right. Never back down, be the Cody C. X-Men spinning with the motor G's. Like gears, me headlights, everybody free. Spit this shit like a thermal disease. Niggas didn't know who he was at first. Still one killing out the big with thirst. I'm a ride for the set. Now
well, that's some shit. You got a cold concoction here, bro. That's crazy.
Y'all know what's gonna stay.
Look at that, bro. It remotely does it?
Well, I can, but
that is crazy.
To the time when all of us was winning the grind, we silly, stunting, running, jacking, no one taking a dime from mine. We hungry, it's so funny. We went hard in the street back in the day when our nose was
robotics and stuff. Y'all wish y'all could see this.
Man, got this robotic arm. Yo. We on location right now, man. Big Boss Studios.
It's a regular gimbal, so when you go out shooting and you're moving a lot and you have to take like still shots or something like that, you can actually go ahead and...
Y'all see this? Cold robotics, man. DJ Iceman in the building, man. We about to pick his brain, y'all. Hold on, let me see if I can set this up. I want to put this up.
Every boss has a boss. You need to get your own, become an old school renegade, a rolling stone.
There we go. Hey, you guys, we can't see none of the text, so man, if you guys got any questions, man, let me know. Hit them up on the bottom of this, or and Shigg tweets, I'ma check it. We got Iceman right here. Wherever he was at was his home. KKSH in the building, man. Broadcasting from around the planet to the planet. Man, one of the... Hold up, man. I'm starstruck. I'm one of the most exclusive interviews that I've been craving, that hip-hop has been craving for a minute. The world famous DJ Iceman in the building. On location. On location. Oh, man. Nice studio, bro. I'm looking at belts, plaques, and all kind of stuff up in here, man.
Yeah, I've done a little bit, but you know, it's still always more that can be done. But I'm proud of what I've done so far. So,
man, hip hop is, man. How long you been doing this hip hop, man? Who was? Matter of fact, let's go to the beginning. What was the first hip hop track that you ever heard? And all the way up to where we are now.
The first thing that I ever heard, well, how I actually got started in this is, you know, my uncle AD was a DJ. And, you know, he was a disco DJ, early hip-hop DJ back in the 70s and whatnot in Brooklyn. And for a long time, I tried to, you know, get him to teach me how to DJ. I'm, you know, 6'7", running around behind him. And he used to take me from Brooklyn to the Bronx to all the park jams. So, you know, I was lucky enough I got to hear, like, the Treacherous 3 in the park.
Wow.
And, you know, Kaz and Furious 5 and, you know what I'm saying, Cold Crush and, you know what I'm saying, I got to see all these dudes in the park doing their thing, you know what I'm saying, in the early days, you know. I got to go to the big battle with Rocksteady and Dynamic and Lincoln Center. I was sitting on my uncle's shoulders and I got to, you know, so I...
Hold up, Rocksteady crew,
Dynamic.
Right, see, those are breakdancing crews. Oh, man.
They had a big battle in Lincoln Center, and it was covered by, like, ABC News and stuff like that. And my uncle went and took me along with him, and I was sitting on his shoulders.
That's crazy.
He actually snuck me into the garden in '86 for the Fresh Fest.
Oh,
so
man.
I got to see live when everybody in the arenas holding up their Adidas and all that, and... You know, I was fortunate. I got to see a lot, but back to the original question, I was following my uncle around, And for 2 years, I was pestering him, oh, you gotta teach me how to DJ, teach me how to DJ. Well, it just so happened that in '82, on my 9th birthday, he got a whole new setup. So he gave me his old setup. It was 2 little belt drive Thorns turntables and a Uri mixer with a rotary knob and, you know what I'm saying, a couple of Fat Boys records and Funky 4+1 and like, have at it.
Wow, this is before hip hop was like cool.
Yeah, this was 81, 82, you know what I'm saying? So it was still in the phase, you know, just after Rapper's Delight and, you know, still catching on, people still thinking it's a fad and, you know, I think the message that came out around 82, around that time, I'm not sure, don't quote me, but around that time, so.
Oh, the Sugar Hill, Grandmaster Flash.
Yeah,
man.
Yeah.
But you were actually in Brooklyn, in New York, when hip hop was invented. When invented.
Yep, Brooklyn, Coney Island, Brooklyn, Coney Island Hospital, 1973, May 7th.
That's crazy. I mean, what was it like? What was the atmosphere like before hip hop was invented?
I was real young, so I don't know. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like the first hip hop was invented in '73. I was born in '73, so I literally like came up with it. So you know, for me, it wasn't like, you know, I, you know, would get up in the morning and be like, well, I'm gonna be hip hop today. I mean, it's just what we lived. You know, it was our lifestyle. It was our lifestyle. You know, it was our lifestyle. So you know, I really didn't hit me like, you know, this is, you know, hip hop or anything like that until like 85, 86. You know, because, you know, living in the hood, this is what we did this was our everyday lives, you know what I'm saying? If you're from the hood, you know, mama get up on Saturday, throw on Soul Train, clean the house, you know, you gotta go outside, you know, you get to come back in at 2 o'clock and come back here, come on, you know, it's a lifestyle thing, so.
Oh man, thank God, because hip hop saved my life. I was out there in the streets. Same area you from? Oh man, thing about it, I was in Seattle when I heard about Kumo D and Busy B at Harlem World back in '82. Back when my man brought a cassette. The reason I'm saying this is I'm looking at his arm right now, and he's got a puzzle piece tattoo of a cassette. Crazy! I wish y'all could see this, man. DJ Iceman in the building. And can you let everybody know where they can find you? Your music, your sites, where can they find you?
Right now, you can find my music on my website, www.bigbossbeats.com. I'm on Instagram, DJ_Iceman_73, _Big Boss Beats_ on Twitter, Robert Anderson on Facebook. So yeah, I'm everywhere.
Man,
trying to make it happen.
I'm gonna put those sites up, y'all, especially for all you guys out there. If you guys know anybody that needs some beats or anything like that, holler at them. Plus, man, I'm looking at business license and stuff. My man's got his stuff together. One of the best elements, attributes that I think that you have, that you bring to hip hop, definitely bring to me as a follower, you on your social media, is how you bring the business aspect into hip hop and into music and constantly, or I'm not gonna say try, you're constantly putting the information out for people to become better, how they become professionals, and you even put down the steps that they need to take. Why do you do that? Why are you doing that, man?
Because number one, you know, this is stuff that I had to learn the hard way. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of other people, you know, I didn't really start taking the business side of everything seriously till about 10 years ago. When, you know, I was DJing and somebody approached me for a sponsorship. I was like, oh, wow, I can get free gear. All I got to do is just use it on the air. I was like, okay, cool. You know, and I hear all the horror stories about, you know, this person dying broke, or this person getting sued because they didn't clear a sample, or this person, you know, not getting the royalties and stuff like that. And I'm like, you know, if I'm gonna go out here, you know, any artist, any DJ, producer, you know, I was told if you're gonna do this, you're essentially a business. So if you're gonna be a business, act like a business. You know what I'm saying? Get all your business stuff straight. You know, and like I said, you know, when I started doing the whole DJ thing, I was going out doing gigs, and I didn't start taking seriously till I wanted to like promo my stuff. You know, I wanted to get my name out there. Because, you know, in my earlier days, you know, I would do the, like, you know, mixtapes and sling mixtapes and stuff like that, but I was doing so much other stuff in my life, you know, I left the hood and I joined the Navy, and you know, I came out the Navy. I started doing, you know, regular jobs. I was a professional bodyguard, professional chef, bail enforcement agent, corrections officer, professional MMA fighter. I was doing all kinds of stuff, you know what I'm saying? Still DJing as a hobby. So when I actually started to take it seriously, you know, I was like, well, okay, I gotta take it seriously. And so, you know, I started doing, you know, my business licenses and getting my copyrights and everything done, because what I learned throughout everything is the more you control, the better off you'll be. Because if you look in this industry, 99% of the people who got screwed in this industry got screwed because they didn't control or own their own content.
Facts. I'm just writing down quotes, man. I'm just writing. He said something, man. That, hold on, I'm going to reiterate you guys. He said, the more control you got, the better off you'll be. Wow, that's something there, brother. That's something.
Yeah, because, you know, this is why you see, you know, all these guys out here with their own publishing companies, with their own labels, because they're not trying to have the label take, you know, what they create. Because, you know, these business laws and these copyright laws and these music laws are so tricky. You know, I mean, look at this whole Megan Thee Stallion thing that's been going on the last couple of months. You know what I'm saying? She signed away, you know, a lot of her rights, you know, on a 360 deal that didn't have to happen.
See, we're gonna get back, you guys. We're gonna break that down a little bit for you too about the 360 deals. Hey man, I'm gonna get to a little more music. Come back to my man, the world famous DJ Iceman. There's so much more I want to talk to him about. I want to talk to him about what he feels about the locals. So my locals out there, you know, my 206ers that's out there listening to us right now. We gonna talk about the local scene, the pros and the cons. Plus, I want to talk to this brother about how you guys can possibly hire this guy right here to consult you. Personally, you know what I'm saying? We're going to talk to him about that. But let's get to some music. I'll be back with some Iceman in a minute, y'all. This is all my people out here on the radio, Facebook Live. Hey, I'll be right back. You don't want to fuck with me. Bro, liking that. Oh. You don't want to fuck with me. Let me get my Facebook Live people. That's Smokey right there, y'all. Hold up. See that Woo stuff up there? Yeah, he's official, affiliated. See those championship belts? And hold on, where's my man at? Yeah, wait till I put that on, y'all. I'm gonna put on something, man, that's only legends put on. Know what I'm saying? Easy. Plus, I want to break that down too, man. About those patches you got.
You can rock the rest, but even rock my test cannot contest my shot under my tea is the Mac and fat. I'll rock it just like yeah. I spit crap, walk though. Put it into niggas when it's cat talk. Close. I ain't trying to give you a minute to check. No, yo, I let the cat talk. Black nigga, that dog.
Y'all motherfuckers know that can't carry a weapon. Gotta teach niggas who test me a lesson. Your sense been a lesson, no jesting. I'll be up in a nigga's home nest and he come back, raise my arm like I got a question. That's when I blast clip, put him in the casket, hit him with a ratchet, hit him like a jab, and stick him like a cactus. Pull a couple caps in the bastard, a backflip, flip him like a mattress. I'll make a nigga knee stitches in him like jeans, hit him with a knife, and if that nigga might sleep. Young villain, I be killing him with my ink spilling on the white sheet, fill him under white sheets. I'm a vulture with the code is fit for those who trip. I hold them clip, I keep still like a motionless. Close your lip for chrome split. Blown a bit when he spill. Who can match me? The killer is crafty. This belligerent and militant nigga is nasty. Catch a nigga grilling, that's when I'm peeling the Mac key. Hold that motherfucker quick as they him on my khaki. When this nigga administer sentences, I'm sinister when I'm spitting raps. Niggas be trembling, I'm venomous with a pen and pad. Killing my nemesis, even killing the innocent. The menaces, niggas in a bad mood. Demetrius Capone. The Beretta with a competitor sweater up. Never fuck with a predator. Niggas better
come with me right here, man. This is why I love doing this on location series. Hold on, let me flip this over. Go ahead, bro. Can you please?
You know what? Hold on. Let me.
All right, cuties. We got a visitor right here. Man, that's the one he's talking about with Ken Swift. Wow.
If you a cop, I'm killing it from any block, nigga from hit a lock. See a nigga, I'm sending you shots. You're ready to opposition when I'm ripping the clock. You're ready to competition. I listen to emissions of a rhyme, then the spirit of pop getting me. Then I got to hit him up. I don't give a fuck. You not familiar with the mafia. My niggas is not familiar.
Yeah, actually, these are proclamations from Governor Inslee, City of Tacoma, City of Lakewood, Lacey, and City of Olympia, proclaiming November Hip Hop History Month.
Whoa!
Yeah.
History, bro. You get this?
Yeah, 206-253 Zulu. Love it, yeah, we all had a hand in that.
Man, awesome, bro. Hold on, let me let this get these guys get this. This is official. This is an official document, y'all. All the work he did it for our state up here to make sure that we have our history month. Man, it's a proud moment, King. Hold on, what else we got up here, Ross?
Just some magazines I was featured in, autographs, my little memorabilia wall, DJ P from Master of the Mix when he came down to Tacoma, Ken Swift when he did Zulu, Rob Swift from Executioners.
Wow.
I actually got my Wu-Tang record signed by Capadonna.
Cap, my boy.
This is actually the first production feature that I have from Hell RZA from Sons of Man Equilibrium album, track 10.
Bro. I see that right there, DJ Iceman.
Yeah.
Seeing that.
Yep, so.
Oh, yeah. Hold on. We're going to go back to the next track. It's going to play. We're going to get back to the review in a minute.
So, yeah, I did a little something.
Hey, yo. It's your boy E-Dog, man. I'm here to tell y'all the struggle is real. Anybody that's not struggling right now is not human. You feel me? Hey, yo, J10. Let me holla at him. It's not easy being me. It's not easy being E. It's not easy being signed 3 times, still 0 for 3. It's not easy being gutter, no mother, no brother. Stuck in these prison walls with nobody thinking of you. Child support's after you. Court systems package you. Take everything you got while your baby mama laugh at you. And it's not easy when you can't get a deal and your boy's blowing up and he just banked a $500,000 and you know you just as hot, but you can't stay pissed a lot. But it's all good, still got love for you, makes a lot. And it's not easy when you finally get a crib big enough for your kids, behind on the mortgages. With nothing in your fridge, and it's so hard to live. Foreclosure on your door with your wifey like, what's this? And you just drop your head, hurting, feeling pissed. And everyone that's lifted, man, I know you feeling this. It's not easy. It's not easy. You feel me? It's not easy being us when you wake up still at war. Teenagers overseas, half of us don't know what for. It's not easy being us when you walk up in the bank and you can't make a withdrawal cause you put it in your tank. It's not easy being us. We struggle to survive, still gotta watch our backs every time a plane flies. It's not easy being us, but we can finally breathe cause W was gone, got somebody new to leave. And everybody's broke and we can't see through the smoke. So many people being laid off that we can't stay afloat. It ain't easy, it ain't easy, it ain't easy to breathe. It ain't easy, it ain't easy, it ain't easy to breathe. It ain't easy to breathe. But it's so hard to breathe. It's not easy being music. Nobody comes to see me. No record stores left. What's the purpose of a CD? Everybody downloads me and share me with their friends. But little do they know, all the sharing is the end. Man, I used to be a giant, but now I'm so small. It's like being 17, but nobody passed the ball. It's not easy. Yeah. It's not easy going platinum. Don't see me in people's homes. And the only time you hear me now is on somebody's phone or on some headphones attached to a device with a million songs on them, probably not heard twice. Not easy being music. Man, I'm dying and feeling hurt. Everybody uses me now. I'm feeling overworked. I don't think you understand.
Yo, yo, yo.
We are back.
Yeah, I think we back on the air, yo.
She said I make her.
Second that real quick.
Hold on, let me second that real quick.
Hey, I'm back, man. Y'all hold up, man.
I'm back, man. Y'all hold up, man.
Y'all can't see me up on the radio, man, but man, y'all see this? I'm gonna get my man to break down all these patches and all this, man. What this stuff means, man. And what it means to him. I saw him build this up. And this is some history that I got on right here, man. Thank you, brother.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, let's talk about this real quick while we
Yeah, so what a lot of people forgot or, just didn't know that, hip hop originally came from, out of gang culture. A lot of gangs, the Savage Skulls and the Nomads and the Black Spades.
yes.
And when hip hop started, it was basically a deterrent to gang violence. But a lot of crews back in the day still had their cuts and their colors and their vests and, and still participated in hip hop. Mm-hmm. It all got lost after a while, but then, it came back strong in the 80s and 90s with the Bloods and Crips and all that. But, I still, I used to ride a long time ago, can't really ride that much anymore, but I still rock my
hip hop forever, and you don't stop. It won't stop.
It won't stop. The hip hop thing, so, that's my
personalized patch.
Yeah, my name patch. And, I'm a big Biggie fan, so I don't know if you see the patch, but I was too used to packing gats and stuff.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Oh man, this is a cold patch here, bro.
Yes. I'm a producer.
Yes.
Brooklyn. Of course,
your affiliation, right?
Yeah.
Affiliation, right?
Affiliates, right?
Got the drum machine, bro. This is crazy.
Oh my
goodness, man.
Oh my goodness, man.
Yeah. So, it's just, stuff that I, So it's like, people will see the vest and, think, oh, he's a biker and this, that, and the third, but I'm always hip-hop, no matter what I do.
Well, these are multiple vests. Okay, what's this one?
Okay, what's this one? Here
we go. One of my old riding vests, but, I got my company, Big Boss Beatz.
Big Boss Beatz.
Boss Beatz.
Gotta have,
Boom bap on tap, like that.
Bap on tap, like that.
Ice Cubes. That looks like that's the America's Most Wanted album.
Most Wanted album cover, right?
Yep. And of course, still got my DJ Iceman and
go chilling. This guy, bro. Where you get this? Where you get this? Oh my goodness, bro. Ooh.
Glad I couldn't find a 4th and Broadway tag. That would have been on there too.
Hey, anybody out there? Stitch that for my kid.
Stitch that for my kid.
Oh man, so we ain't finished with the vest. This is the one I had the pleasure with.
Check this one. This one. This is based off of just a regular heavy metal. And I just did a hip hop version. So of course, got my logo, my Big Boss Beatz. Which I think I might change that out. I'm not sure.
That's fire, bro. Loving that. Look at some woo here. Look at this, man.
You know what I'm saying? Then, of course, I had to hip hop it out. Got the little Gucci collars.
I gotta have the Gucci. Yes, sir. Got a lot of the classic albums.
Yeah, hip hop. You know what I'm saying? So the back and
got a label down here.
Y'all don't really know the essence, got company flow, and then on the front,
this
MF
is crazy.
Doom, my King, Old Dirty, Dre, Old Dirty.
Man, you got some nice pens on here too, man.
Yeah.
Wow, bro. Where you been getting this stuff from, man?
NWA patch, DJ Shadow, all my pins and stuff, and this is still a work.
Dr. Dre the Chronic, the album.
Dr. Dre the
Chronic,
the album patch. It's crazy.
It's crazy.
Crazy.
Hey man, you see my man's coming. That's DJ.
Hey man, you
Iceman
see my man's
in the
coming. That's
building.
DJ
And think about
Iceman
it.
in the building.
Each
And
one
think
of these
about it.
patches and
Each one of these
jackets has a story,
each
history
jackets
behind
has
it.
a story,
which
history
is
behind
awesome,
it.
man.
And which is awesome.
That's just how it is, man. You know what I'm saying?
That's how it is. You know what I'm saying? Everything in hip hop has a story. So mine is no different.
Slightly different. And it's just the way it is. You know how we do.
But I got a couple serious questions over that. Being what you've been in through and all, especially since we found out Brooklyn, 6, 7 years old, standing on shoulders, getting into places that we just heard about. If there was a young kid that's listening right now that wants to get into hip hop, what secret would you tell them?
You know what? The biggest thing is just be true to what you're doing. There's a big divide right now. Between the old heads and the youth, because the old heads feel like the youth is not respecting the foundation of hip hop, and of course the youth. The youth are youth. People forget that hip hop, was a youth culture. Hip hop wasn't started by a bunch of 30-year-old dudes. These were 14, 15, 16-year-old kids starting hip hop and taking pride of it because it wasn't their parents' music. This wasn't Motown we was doing. This wasn't jazz we was doing. This wasn't jazz thing. And as the heads got older and grew, they kind of lost that, and they don't like what the kids are doing. But it's always going to be that way. The kids are always going to rebel against the parents. The parents are always not going to like what the kids are doing. I don't like the stuff my kids listen to. I'm not supposed to though. I'm not 47 years old. I'm not 47 years old. I'm not supposed to like what a 16-year-old.
Right.
So
otherwise we'll be doing the doo-wop like the Temptations, wouldn't we?
Facts. So if a kid wants to get into it, I would say, of course, learn the history. Know the history. I'm not expecting, a 15-year-old kid to go out rhyming like Nas. But at least know who Nas is and what he's done. Go back to, Flash and Kaz and Special K and Teddy Ted and, study your past. And then, build on that. I tell people all the time, you can have a solid foundation. You could build 20 different houses on the same foundation. As long as that foundation is strong, you can build, tear down, and build up again on that same foundation.
Facts.
Just know your foundation. And then take it. Take it to where you want to take it.
My man is dropping some jewels, y'all. Of course, I'm gonna make sure that we have this audio out. Get audio so you guys can catch some of this stuff back. What is the that was a great answer. Longevity, staying with it, you guys, knowing your research, your scholarship, knowing your facts, knowing your history. And then I was going to ask, where can they find the history? But man, you just named it all off. You're like, hey, go back to the libraries, go to here, go to here, go to here.
Especially, nowadays, you got Google, you got, YouTube, so, even Facebook, if you want to look up somebody, all you got to do is punch a name into Facebook, you punch in, positive K, and they'll come up positive K Brandon, and it's so cool nowadays with all this technology because like back in the days, if you wanted to see somebody, you actually had to get up, get dressed, go out, go to the show, hope you get backstage, or hope they do a meet and greet or in-store or something like that.
Right.
Now, you can actually reach out to somebody and hit them in their inbox. And,
facts.
Whether they answer or not, that's up to them. But, you can, you have ways to access people that we didn't have. So,
Speaking of access, man, how many hours did you spend in a record shop compared to where you could just click and drag now?
Whoa, man. You know, like DJing back in the day, you know, it was an event. You know, it was an event.
It was an event. It was a day. It was a day.
It was an event. But you know what? I kind of miss it because there was a community with DJing that they really don't have a lot now. Because, you know, we would get up on Saturdays and go to the record store. And the record store was like a bar for DJs.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? The guy who ran the record store was also a DJ half the time, so he knew, you know what I'm saying? Once you went there a while, you know, he knew what you like to buy. He would hold records for you. We would meet other DJs in the store, and y'all would sit there and talk and chop it up and talk shop, and it was a communal experience. You know, y'all go there and dig, and then you come home Saturday night, be all dusty and crusty, and digging through records, or fingers is tight, fingers is tight, hurting, you know.
Yes, sir.
And then it was funny because if you was like me, you wouldn't even crack open the records till the next day because, you know, you go shower, get fresh, go to the club.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. So you ain't hearing it till the next day.
You ain't hearing it till Sunday.
Oh, man, bro. What's another thing that's from our era that I definitely wanted you to pinpoint on is what are some of the pros and the cons of having digital streaming comparable to where we had to come out the trunk?
It's so crazy right now because streams really don't pay a lot. To be perfectly honest, you're getting literally a fraction of a cent on a 99-cent stream.
Yeah.
Which is even crazier because it's basically the same thing that the record companies would do back in the day. You get 15 cents or 20 cents off a $10 CD. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You know, whereas opposed if you was independent just slinging out the trunk, you'll probably get, $7, $8 per CD.
Minus your cost? Yeah,
minus your cost.
You're absolutely right.
So, I tell everybody, just because they changed the board, the game is still the same, y'all.
Facts. Facts.
They may have changed up the game board with the streaming and all that, but it's just about, staying on it. Everything boils down to promotion. Promo is everything. Because you can have the dopest song in the world, you can have the freshest video out there. If nobody sees it, it's no good. You can have the dopest song anybody ever heard, but if nobody hears it, how dope is it?
For the don't know. The guy that has that dope song, or he feels he has that dope song, but has absolutely nothing about the business. What is the first thing that they should do?
The thing is, not everybody can afford, $10,000 for a publicist. It's just getting out there and just doing the research and doing the knowledge. You walk around, you have a supercomputer in your pocket with your phone. You know what I'm saying? If you need promo, they have 1,000,001 promo companies out there that'll post your video on a site that'll get your song to places that it needs to be placed. The biggest thing you have to remember though is that everything costs. Just because it's free doesn't mean it's effective. You can go on Facebook and spam your link all day. But how effective is it?
My brother, I've seen you actually. I wouldn't call it a rant. But I've seen you actually. Some of your Facebook posts be like, I don't understand. And I'm gonna look on the camera and say this. You guys out here, I don't understand how you can buy all that weed and have them $500 Jordans on, but you are not promoting or putting money into promoting yourself.
It is,
I've seen you say that so many times. I've witnessed it so many times.
It's so funny because right now, especially with the social media and everything, it's more of an image-driven mentality. A lot of these cats are out here putting everything into looking successful instead of putting it all into being successful. And there's a big difference.
You know I'm writing that down. Y'all know I'm writing that down.
It's a big difference, For the price of those $200 Jordans and that $350 Gucci belt, you can go out and get a placement in the Source magazine.
Facts. Facts.
You know what I'm saying? That'll drive your stock up. That'll drive your stock.
Or you can buy some consultation if somebody can tell you where you can put your money, what you should do. What you should do.
You know, I'm not the only one out there. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, a lot of this stuff I learned the hard way. You know, you got to be prepared to fail if you want to succeed. I spent thousands of dollars. I've been robbed. I've been jerked. I've been, given half-ass service. I've completely failed. But every failure is I learned from it.
And look at you now. You're worldwide known.
And it's
iconic championship belts, proclamations all up on your wall. What's your website? Let them know again real quick.
Website is www.bigbossbeats.com. That's where you find my beats at, and that's a whole nother story. I'm pretty sure Shigg's gonna.
Yeah, we gonna get into that. We definitely gonna get into that. How you can purchase his beats. Matter of fact, local around how you can even hire them. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, really, you can anywhere around the planet. Let's see who's listening now. Anywhere around the planet. If the budget's right, the subject's right. You know what I'm saying? If y'all got some money, you want to get my man to you, he can come to you, man. You know what I'm saying? Getting back to some music, we got DJ Iceman, the world famous from what's that? Before you go, name all the affiliations you're affiliated with.
Okay, so first of all, for my Northwest people, I'm down with Filthy Fingers United, which is based out of Seattle. Dope producer collective. I mean, there's some of the dopest producers you want to hear. Part of FFU. I'm a part of 5 different Wu-Tang affiliated groups. I'm with the Wu-Tang Worldwide DJ Coalition.
Facts.
I'm with, Ghetto Government Officials, GGO, ran by Hellraiser.
Facts.
Sons of Man. 144,000 Chosen Few.
144. My boys.
Judah Priest and them.
Judah.
You know what I'm saying? Zubulliez, oversaw by Buddha Monk.
Yes, sir. Buddha, what's up?
Dirtyclanzmen overran by Dungeon Master.
Yes, sir. See?
So let's see, 144,000. Dirtyclanzmen.
You gotta go through it.
GGO.
Oh, let's look over here, bro. My man is out there, man. And he loves hip hop. He loves the success of hip hop, which is, man, the reason why I'm just so fortunate to have this brother sitting right here next to me, man. This makes me successful sitting next to this brother right here, man. I can feel the vibe. I'm very proud of this brother, man. We gonna pick his brain some more.
It's one of those things. He's sitting here and giving me props and stuff like that. But I'm actually honored to be here with him. A lot of people don't realize. Shigg's been here for a while. You know what I'm saying? A long time. I'm a transplant. I just moved out here like a decade ago. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't consider myself a Northwest artist until the Northwest said I was a Northwest artist. You know what I'm saying? I always protect, and respect where I'm from. You know what I'm saying? Like,
icon, you're a legend up here, bro.
A lot of people want to say that about me, but there are so many legends out here already that don't get their due. Criminal Nation,
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Con Love, Supreme Rock,
Facts.
King Chasm, Zulu.
Facts.
These are all people out here that you should know. Mix-a-Lot and his whole crew.
You know what, bro? You just challenged me. I'm gonna make sure that y'all get to know each and every one of them brothers that he's talking about. Like Daddy D and them guys, yes. 3D, all the guys, yes. Yes, sir, bro.
Silver Shadow. Local legends, instead of just throwing that on me, look to your own first and look up your local legends.
Facts.
And see what they have to offer. Because if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be able to be out here doing what I do. I had to get the blessing from them to come out here and say, hey, I'm a part of this Northwest thing.
And you took it by the horns, brother. You took it by the horns. I mean, you took machetes and started pathfinding, making waves, so we don't get our knees and our hands skinned up. You know what I mean? And we truly appreciate that. Thank you so much. We gonna pick his brain, you guys. We ain't done yet, especially on Facebook Live, up on the radio. I know you guys want to hear some music. I will be back with Iceman, and we gonna talk about that music he got, man. We gonna talk about some of the stuff he doing now and where he see hip hop 5-10 years from now. So. We're going to be right back with that. Here's my man, The Rhyme Hustler. Get away right here on KKSH to the dubs. Easy.
Sometimes I feel I've got to.
Oh my God. Put back
back on the 80s, dude.
Run away, I've got to get away from the pain, away from the pain, away from the pain.
Gotta get away from the pain, the strain of the game that we play from the rain. I'm stomping all over the rugged terrain in your brain. What do I see? That evil I've been trying to run away from. Following close, trying to get gone. I'm all on the phone, breaking the bed like a bone. I'm all with down. Some other people be telling me stunned. Others get out like I'm all in the way. Paid for praises like a broke dog. Breaking each other, they carry they talk. Trying to keep quiet from therapy work. Chuckle and cold, sweating that hurt. Run away fast as a blood from murder. What was she closing the gate of the herd? They better run. I'm getting 100-yard dash, being 100 like aces of crash. Yeah, they all gonna laugh at you gas. Yeah, you thinking you're gonna pass? I lash, smash them all in the grill. They're ill, like gonna collect the bill. I'm telling you right, now shoot to kill. Ready for bars to deal, making the meal. This guy for real. The pressure be burning inside of my dome, and I'm leaving them all, and they own and they gun, and they better be holding the ground in my throat. And I'm never to run, living that soldiers, stormtroopers, hoorah. Them haters keep talking, but they get gone. I'm eating them raw, I'm eating more harm. My brain way too much. Giving a shot on this clutch. Holding that green split a Dutch. Talking that trash, deuces up. Making that dust when you go and get up. Throwing the N and the W up. Holding medicinal, rolling it up. Another one bite the dust. Corrupt politicians, bitches hitting me up. Better run, go get that, that's what's up. Talking that talk, but they can't back it up. Having these cats, they shut the hell up. Shut up the fence, one beating and hitting and running. We on no gun. Nah, remember these punks in the game just for fun. Shining the grills to call on these sons. Son of a gun, my pops was a 9. Walk a straight line, in the grind, I'm out of grind time, so I'm even mine when I drop these lines. Check the TikTok, got to stop, watch. Leave all these outline and talk like hopscotch. What's the way that you talk when you speaking to a vet? And I gotta run faster than the G4 chat.
Telling you, this is crazy. I told y'all I'm gonna get some science today. You're gonna get some of this today. You're gonna be better. You're gonna be better. You're gonna be a better hip hopper. You're gonna be a better hip hopper after this. Trust me. You're gonna feel really very good about yourself and where you're going. That's my girl Eccentric. Matter of fact, I will be interviewing this queen next week on location. You know what's crazy is that?
I know it's been a minute since I dropped you some heat. The competition kinda steep, but the crown I'll keep. Hey, 100 to 99. Got a point to prove, out to win not lose. No more rummaging through these views and views. It's my time to shine. Ready to be sold and not to be told. Some of y'all running around feeling my
I just got here to him
no more. You need to learn the business where I make big moves. Gotta make sure that your blue cheese is cool. No doubt I'm gonna get mine. Said I'm still in the limelight, just not in the streets. I heard that people wanna know what's going on with me. I'm here and I will survive. I'm up on my hustle, staying up on my grind, and headed to the top stage on my mind. I will still rise without a doubt. Somebody said that you was looking for me, but you know exactly where I'm at.
Right.
Said it's my time, and I know that I'm gonna ride. Yeah.
They put a business plan to it. They put a lead.
I'm coming for mine. Yeah,
like that.
Without a doubt, that's where I'll be.
You know, I kind of agree with Busy. I think it was a bit of an ambush, but yeah,
He got set up.
I think it was an ambush. Well, you know, it was just one of those things.
It was just one of those things where
it was in the moment. You know what I'm saying?
It was in the moment. You know what I'm saying?
You know, Modi came out on stage just like, yo, you know. Busy B, he finally doing this, and dude from the crowd was like, "Oh, you can't beat Modi, you know,
right?
You can't be Busy B."
Right.
Modi was like, "Okay, watch this."
Modi was like, "Okay, watch this."
Did his thing, and then
Busy did his thing, and then Modi came out.
Customized windows, customized windows, right?
Then,
yeah, because back
that
then
was the first time somebody actually went at somebody like that.
Like that.
Before that was who could rock the party. Before that was who could rock the party. Who had the most crowd interaction? You know what I'm saying?
Interaction.
I'm gonna come at you. You know what I'm saying? And Modi started that. And
Modi started that, and
it shocked everybody. But it was like, oh, okay.
I never heard nobody rap like that.
I never heard nobody rap like that.
He was talking about it.
But the whole thing is too, you know what I'm saying?
But the whole thing is too, you know what I'm saying? If you look at Cat
and Kaz, you know, like. You have certain gatekeepers. What I call gatekeepers of style.
What I call gatekeepers of style.
You know what I'm saying? Because if it wasn't for Kaz and it wasn't for Mo D, you know what I'm saying? You still be starting your rhymes off with a hip. You know what I'm saying?
Especially
Kaz, man.
You know what I'm saying? And then you know what I'm saying? From there, you had cats like LL with a totally different style. And then you know what I'm saying, then Rakim just totally made everybody their notebooks.
Everybody throw away their notebooks and start over.
Then you had Nas coming in.
Then you had Nas coming in. It was all evolution.
I mean, you had cats like like a lot of the cats that we considered back then who was corny, who actually really had bars. You know what I'm saying? Joeski Love, Fat Boys had bars. Fat Boys was blowing out. They had bars.
They had bars.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
and I thought you think it was whack. Redhead Kingpin. Yeah, he actually just.
Those cats actually
Steezo. Fat,
but what it was too.
It was style.
You know what I'm saying? You had to have a certain style. And that's what I liked about, you know what I'm saying, back in the day as opposed to today. And I hate to say, there's no real style today.
You know what I'm saying? Back then, everybody had a different style. And you knew KRS from Slick Rick. You know what I'm saying? And,
Facts.
It was funny because even though you put them in different boxes, you know what I'm saying? All the conscious cats didn't sound the same.
Right.
You knew, Poor Righteous Teacher from Brand Nubian to X-Clan from KRS. You know what I'm saying? From Dayline to Tribe. You know what I'm saying?
He's listing off some. Y'all should all these groups study all of them.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So you had all the different styles.
You know what I'm saying? So you had all the different styles.
A lot of it today sounds the same.
It sounds the same.
It's all, the triplet style and stuff like that.
The triplet style
and a fun fact, you know what I'm saying? Like, everybody want to credit, like, Migos for, you know what I'm saying, for starting the whole triplet shit, you know what I'm saying? And it was actually Chuck D. If you go look on YouTube, actually Chuck D started the whole triplets. But I will say, as an old head, you know what I'm saying, as far as all these new rappers and stuff, there's one cat who I'm really feeling, and that's Offset. There's something about Offset's style that's real groovy. He rides even with that little triplet style he got. Call it my guilty pleasure, but like I'm not gonna run out and buy like I'm not gonna Offset album or something like that, but
he's carrying the torch.
He's carrying the torch. Yeah, I'll listen. You know what I'm saying? He got a cool little style about him.
You mentioned Chuck D, man. One of the most underrated MCs.
One of the most underrated.
Very much underrated.
I wouldn't say he's underrated. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he's a pillar. You know what I'm saying? Like when
he can battle. That he's a battle rapper.
He's a battle rapper.
He's a battle rapper.
Battle rapper.
It depends on what you're battling.
If you listen to like his first album, he's battling. But think about it, really. In those days, everybody's first album was, "I'm better. You ain't know. I'm bad. You."
Yeah, you know, well, you gotta establish yourself. You know what I'm saying?
You get in the game.
Make that statement, boom, here I am, this is me.
Boom, here I am, this is me. This is what I'm doing, and then, you grow as an artist, and you move on.
I mean, so like that. You see how we had to kind of get to that point, and now you can click a button and give it to you.
Click a button and give it to you.
Not really, you know, because there's still guys out there who are gatekeepers. There's still people out there, you know what I'm saying, people out there who monitor this culture, and you know, it's still a lot. You know,
it's still a lot. You know,
everybody has access to equipment. Everybody has access to outlets to get their stuff out. But it's still a craft. You still have to study. You still have to, you still have to develop skills. You know, and that's rhyming, DJing, producing. You know what I'm saying? Whatever.
Production wise, what do you think as far as the beats, as far as production compared to now to the past, and where do you think production is going in the future?
You know, back then, I was a DJ. So,
I was a DJ.
Were like literally like the first producers, because we're remixing stuff on the fly, and you know what I'm saying, making instrumentals longer by playing breaks and stuff like that. And then once the technology came in with the 808s and then the SP12s, and we really started sampling and things like that. It just made stuff a whole lot different. And nowadays, you can download a copy of Fruity Loops or FL Studio and basically, just wild out. And it's so funny because I just started production 3 years ago. Believe it or not, you know what I'm saying? I spent 3-4 years as a DJ. And I didn't really, I played around with, making beats here and there over the years. But I really didn't want to get full-time into production just because, number one, to be honest, I didn't think I would be good enough. And number two, I didn't want to jump into another element and, disrespect it. You know what I'm saying? If I was going to do it, I wanted to do it right and make sure I wasn't making a mockery of it. Because I see a lot of people doing that with rhyming or DJing. They just get into it because they think it's cool. They think it's going to get them laid, and it's going to get them money. And they want to get money, and they want to make a mockery of it. I didn't want to do that. Mental action, like, listen, do this. You know what I'm saying? Here's the equipment. Here's how you use it. You know what I'm saying? Do what you do. And production is kind of funny. It's a natural evolution because if you look at the top 20 hip hop producers, they all started as DJs. Marley Marl was a DJ. Pete Rock is a DJ. Lost Professor, DJ. Dr. Dre, DJ. Timbaland, DJ. So
every last one of them.
Every last one of them.
It's just a natural progression. So I was like, okay, I'll do it. And it's funny now because like sampling then, before they started, having lawsuits for sampling, it was like the Wild Wild West. You could just sample anything and just,
was it 3.99 seconds or something like that?
Yeah, and it's funny because I listen to a lot of the production now, and it really hit me because even though a lot of it sounds the same with the same drum patterns, a lot of it uses the same sense and stuff like that, if you really deep into it, a lot of these young kids are really doing like some real creative shit with these samples, and I'm like, whoa.
I've noticed that too.
I've noticed that too. Like, I had to go on YouTube and like, okay, top samples are like 2011.
I was like, wow, I didn't even know this song had a sample in it.
You know what I'm saying? Let alone, some real old obscure samples. You really have to listen. Really have to peel back the layers. And peel back the layers.
Where it's going to be in the future, it's just going to evolve. Hip hop is constantly evolving. Like any other culture, like any other medium, it's constantly evolving. We went from park jams to party tapes to records to CDs to digital. And it's just going to keep evolving. And as long as I'm here, and like I said, as long as the foundation is still here, and it's so funny because a lot of the founders of the art is still here. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, they started as kids, but now they're, 40s, 50s, 60s, they're still here.
Right.
And
still doing it. Still involved in it.
Still doing it culturally.
Yeah. And
a lot of some of these older MCs will still bar you on the table.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of these older DJs will still bust your ass on the table.
Bust your ass on the tables,
And like I said, it started from youth, and it's still a youth culture. But people forget that these youths they grew up, they still involved, they still, they still love the culture, they're still part of the culture. And this is why I don't get the whole ageism thing in hip hop. Because,
there isn't.
Oh, there is.
They want it to be.
There is,
but it's impossible to be. Impossible to be. Otherwise, we'll be eliminated. Otherwise, we'll be eliminated.
But if you talk to a lot of these kids, you know what I'm saying? As soon as you're like 30, you're washed. You know what I'm saying?
Until they get 30.
You know what I'm saying?
Until they get 30.
That old head.
Until they get 30. I thought the same. I thought the same.
That's the old head. Oh, man. So it's like, you don't hear the young kids saying that about, or the Stones, or Eric Clapton, Eric Clapton. Those young rock kids, those young kids, they're still studying, how to play Stairway to Heaven. You know what I'm saying? The Rolling Stones are like 138 years old, but they're still selling out arenas.
They're still selling out arenas.
And they have people from 70 years old down to 5.
Yes, loving their music.
Yes, loving their music.
They still have young
fans. So they still have young fans. You know what I'm saying? Hip hop is the only
where you couldn't pay a 16-year-old kid to listen to Cool Rap or Big Daddy Kane.
Big Daddy Kane.
I don't know. When I was 16, I was bumping the hell out them. Them bad boys was the
but you know what I'm saying? It was just like when I was 16. It was just like when I was 16. I thought Grandmaster Flash was old.
Was old. The way they dressed.
I was like, doing that. Yeah,
So it did change. But hip hop is still new. Hip hop is not 50 years old. Like curious, 50 years down the line, we can start this. Then we'll be the old school artists.
And like I said, it's always like that. You know what I'm saying? My kids don't think. My kids don't think I'm cool. I think I'm cool as hell. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying?
They got their own version.
Which is, I mean, being in hip hop. The fact that we were able to get this, the fact that we even talking about this. It's showing the growth and how big hip hop was. Because man, I had no idea hip hop was going to be this.
Nobody did. You know what I'm saying? We just living it, and
it was
just a part of everyday life.
It was just a part of everyday life. You didn't think it was
a business, and then a culture or a conglomerate. This is just. We just figured it was just part of everyday black existence.
Where we live, right?
Where we live, right?
Hold on, I want to ask you this one right now. If there's something in hip hop that has changed, and you can change back, what would you change back?
You know what? That's a good question. My whole thing is I don't think I would change anything. I really don't. Because, number one, I love the era that I grew up in. I was happy I was able to witness, the growth and the evolution. So I wouldn't want to take a step back, to be perfectly honest.
Start doing something again.
Personally, I just wish. I personally wish I didn't. I would like to still be able to go out and b-boy the way I used to. But
you be breakdancing?
I was b-boy. Even after I was DJing, I was still dancing. I was on the New Jack Swing shit and all that. You know what I'm saying? I used to cut a rug back in the day. I can't do the things I used to do anymore.
Again, man, let the fans know how can they find you, your music and all that. And we're gonna get on. I want to get on how can they some of your beats. And can we play a little bit? I didn't play this. Give them a little. Hey, you guys. Get a little bit of this.
Get a little bit of this.
I ain't gonna get you too much. No biting. No biting. You know what I'm saying? But my man got all this business together. This is Big Boss Studios. We are on KKSH, broadcasting from around the planet to the planet. Hold on, who we got people tuning in from? I see New York City tuning in. The Dells tuning in. And get this up a little bit so I can read. I don't have my glasses, so I'm so sorry if I burn your city's name up. Kuwait City's in the building. Thank you guys for tuning in. San Domingo. Oh, is that in Canada? Someplace up in.
Oh wow, we got Canada.
Very nice. New York City. Which part of New York is tuning in? You guys type that in for me. Let me know. In the Dallas. Oh, that's Dallas, Texas.
Oh, that's Dallas.
Thank you guys all for tuning in, man. You guys, DJ Iceman is in the building. I'm gonna make sure you guys get his site. If you guys know anybody needs some consultation, hip hop music, this is the guy. We're gonna make sure that you guys. We're gonna take care. You know what I'm saying?
We're gonna take care. You know.
Yes, we gonna get it out there, y'all. It's one of those.
Oh yeah, man. Hold on, man.
Yes, I didn't know if y'all was waiting for now or.
Boom Bap Volume 9.
Boom Bap Volume 9. You know what I'm saying?
We're gonna give you guys just a little snippet. Wow.
A little something.
Oh man, my man is crazy, man. What gets me, man, is what got you into actual? I mean, I know you hear the music, you hear the breaks as a DJ, but how did you translate hearing it from here to able to create the sounds with your fingers and then make that the sound that you want to put out to where we can hear it?
It's all just a process, you know, like from being a DJ and just being a fan. You know what I'm saying? Like, no matter what I do, I'm a fan first. Before I'm a DJ, before I'm a producer, MC, whatever, I'm a fan first. So I know what I like to hear. So it's like, you know, I'm not the only one that likes to hear this. So if I make what I like, there's going to be somebody else that likes it too. So, you know, and being a DJ and just being a lover of music, I have 60, 70 years of music info and music crammed into my brain. So it's like I have an endless supply of music to pull from.
Speaking of, you announced something on your Facebook page. Oh, you know I'll be up on your page, bro. You said how many teragigs, library of music that you... I was like, oh my goodness.
Yeah, so, you know, when I was DJing, you know, starting to get into this whole digital age thing, you know, because age is getting to me, I couldn't carry crates of records and big ass speakers like I used to. I started digitizing my record collection. Because, you know, back home I have 35,000 pieces of vinyl, about 6,000-7,000 cassettes, you know. So I had a big record collection, and a lot of them was just, you know, full-length albums. So I saw, you know, I started digitizing them, you know, putting them in the MP3 form and just having them on my hard drive. And right now I have about about almost 300 gigs of just full-length albums. Now I'm talking like full discographies, you know, James Brown, the Manhattans, you know, the Shy Lights, you know,
300 gigs.
All the way up to, you know, current hip hops, you know, I have NWA and full Gangstar discographies and Wu-Tang and De La and, you know, just full albums because, you know, a lot of this stuff you can't get anymore because now it's more of a single driven economy where, you know.
300 gigs. Hold on, I'm stuck on 300. Hold on, let me give you guys an idea exactly how much that is.
Exactly how much that is.
Let me see.
That's a little over a quarter of a terabyte.
I want to put that in terms of what they so they can understand. That's probably everybody either that you work with or go to school with, all of your album collections combined.
Okay. You know,
something like that. That's a lot of music. I've got a lot of music. I think I got maybe 20. And that equates to about what? I got like 60,000 songs. And I only got like 20.
Well, you know, like me, I had to have a lot anyway, just being a DJ, you know, because I was never a playlist type DJ or a, you know, saying play the hits type DJ, you know. I would go into a club or a party or a park jam and I just play whatever.
So you would bring your whole library with you?
A whole library with you?
That was a good thing about being digital because I can. I throw everything on a terabyte hard drive and whatever moves me, that's what I'm playing.
What moves me,
you know,
that's what I'm playing.
And you know that was one of the things that kind of disturbed me about DJing, like in the 2000s and stuff like that. I can never comprehend how a DJ can have 20,000 or more songs in their laptop and still play the same songs every week. Like that always bothered me.
That is 90% of the DJs. 90%. No offense, my DJ brothers. No offense, my DJ brothers.
You know, a lot of it. A lot of it has to do with people too. Because, like, you know, back in the days, if you were a fan, you wanted to hear some shit. You know, and nowadays, I just never understood how. You could listen to the same song all day. You would listen to the same song getting ready to go to the club. You would hear the same song. You listen to the same song on the way to the club.
On the way to the
club. Hear the same songs
and then you want to hear the same songs in the club.
Like, I never understood that. You know, like being a DJ. Being a DJ to me is something I took very seriously. It was like, you know what I'm saying, I'm an expert in this field. You know, to me, being a DJ was like, listen, I love this music. I love this music so much. I want to share this music with you. And hopefully by the time I'm done, you will love this music the same way I do. You know what I'm saying? That was my whole mantra as a DJ. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I like this. I want to share it with you. You know what I'm saying? I want to take you on this musical journey with me. You know what I'm saying? I want you to listen to this and enjoy this. You know what I'm saying? And it was a give and take because the crowd would tell me, okay, I like this. You know what I'm saying? I want to hear some more of this. Or no, I don't like this. You know what I'm saying? You know, I want to hear something different. You know what I'm saying? It was the give and take of being a DJ. And, you know, I think that's one of the big reasons why I retired from DJing.
I was just going to ask you that.
It wasn't there anymore. Plus, I really got tired of the business of DJing. And that's a whole nother ball game because, oh my God, the business of DJing just got so screwed up and watered down because I don't want to say technology did it, but it was a big help in it.
It was a big help in it
because, you know, now anybody can get.
I can DJ now, and I'm not no DJ. I can't do none of that. I am a talker.
See now. Here's where we're gonna split. Because just because you have access to music and DJ equipment don't make you a DJ.
Facts.
There is a certain skill set and a certain certain things you have to know.
Certain things you have
to know to put that DJ in front of your name.
Facts. Please tell them this. Please tell them this.
You know, you have to have that DJ skill set. And a lot of cats don't have that DJ skill set.
A disc jockey.
A lot of venue owners don't want that skill set because it's not going to make them money. You know, the object of a club DJ is to get people on the dance floor and get them rotated to the bar and get them back to the dance floor and back to the bar so the venue can make money. To do that, of course, you know, they have to play what's popular. I understand that.
Facts.
Okay. But it got to the point where DJs went from, you know, making $500-600 a night to getting offered $150 drink tickets and stuff like that. I'm
6 hours worth of spinning.
Yeah, I'm like, you know, as a DJ, like anything else, you're a business.
Oh, that equipment.
The order of, the object of any business is to recoup costs and turn a profit.
Facts.
Okay, so I'm not going to DJ for $100 a night if my turntable needles cost $200 a piece.
Right.
If my laptop stand costs $150, that's more than what you're offering me. I'm not going to DJ for
Cost me $20 to get there and back.
$20 to get there and back.
You know,
gas.
You know, so I got to recoup that. I got to recoup. And, you know, it's just, you know, the art of DJing, as far as going out and doing it as a business, has been watered down. A lot of people don't respect the craft. There's a craft in DJing. A lot of the DJs, you just don't put records on. There's a skill set. A lot of these guys have been out here doing it 5, 10, 15, 20 years. You know, and of course, you know, being in the business, of course, you know, is a give and take. The promoters are taking a risk, you know, they have to rent out the venues, they have to do this, they have to make their money back. That's understandable.
Correct.
But it's a give and take. You know, it's the same thing with MCs. You know, there's a business to being an MC that a lot of people don't know. There's a lot of business that goes on with being a rapper. Right? And, you know, a lot of these guys are so, you know, in a rush to sign to these labels and to get all this other stuff done. You know, 90% of the rappers that I run into don't own their stage names. And if you want to know how important that is, watch What Love Got to Do with It.
Watch What Love Got to Do with It.
All right.
I remember Just Ice used to have a beatboxer. What was his name?
What was his name?
And what was the name of the rapper? If he would have just trademarked his name.
Yeah.
Then they had a rapper that made all this money.
A rapper that made all this money.
With the same name. I was confused. I was like, he raps now? Just Ice's beatboxer raps now?
But he became a producer, and yeah, that's a whole other thing.
Right, it's like 2 DMXs, but go ahead.
Right, it's like 2 DMXs, but go ahead.
So the whole thing about what Love got to do with it is
fought to have her name in a divorce. And the reason why she fought to keep the Tina Turner name, because she knew that if she kept that name, she would get the royalties. If Ike would have kept it, he would have earned off of her. Everything that she done, he would have earned off that.
He would have earned off that.
All right. This is why, you know, trademarks and copyrights is important.
And that goes to the 360 deal.
You know what I'm saying? For a rapper, all right? If you own your stage name, if you have a trademark, if you have a logo copyrighted, that starts into branding, all right? Once you start into branding, then you can get into licensing. Once you get into licensing, like, somebody cannot use your name and likeness without paying a licensing fee.
Facts.
If you have that in order, then you will get paid, all right? It's the same thing with your music. If your music is copyrighted, then if somebody takes your music, they, you know, you can sue them. You know what I'm saying? You have to license your music to a record label in order for them to use it.
Yes.
Them to use it.
So a lot of times, a lot of these rappers will go and sign to these labels, and the labels own the license to your name, your likeness, and your music.
Own your records. They own
your records. They own you.
All right, so it's like
90% of the rappers out there.
90% of the rappers
don't own their own music. What did Russell Wilson buy his wife?
What did Russell Wilson buy his wife
for Christmas? Didn't he bought her all of the rights to her music?
Yeah, her catalog.
That is an incredible Christmas present.
Yes, it is.
Incredible Christmas present.
Yes, it is. Because
just like locally,
all right.
Sir Mix-a-Lot. Watch a lot of his moves, all right. He owns his licensing, he owns his catalog, he owns his publishing.
Brilliant.
That's why when Nicki Minaj used that record, that's why he's getting paid off of that. Well, all right. That's why nobody can use "Baby Got Back" unless he says so. It's not, you know,
he says so.
The record label don't control that.
The label don't control that. He does.
You know,
that's very important.
Yeah,
very important.
Your stuff.
For them to
all right,
know
just
that.
like with me, all right. You know, when I make a beat, all right, there are certain things that I have to look out for. Certain things I have to, be aware of. If I use a sample, all right, I don't recommend this. I don't recommend doing this way for you.
I don't recommend doing this way for you.
All right? I'm gonna show you what I do. Don't do what I do.
You ain't Iceman.
Right?
You ain't Iceman.
A lot of my beats have samples.
A lot of my beats have samples in it. All right, that I haven't cleared.
And the whole thing is, do I believe that the sample rights owners, do I believe they deserve to get paid? Yes. I believe that they should get paid. I'm just not in a position where I can reach out to them and ask for permission or pay them right off the bat. So if a sample owner, sues me for one of my beats, I actually welcome that.
Thank you. Get me out there.
It's putting me on a higher level, which it will do, because I moved them up.
I need to be on that radar.
I need to be on that radar.
Right.
Absolutely.
Okay.
But this way,
if they want to take the publishing, please take the publishing. You deserve it. It's your music.
You
know what I'm saying? Yes, it's going to put me on a higher plateau because, hey, I don't move 20,000 units, and
Right.
now other people are going to want my services because they know who I am because this Streams Armor sued me.
Facts.
All right, so that way, further down the line, you know what I'm saying, I can, go through the right channels and, pay these artists what they need to be paid. Which actually, there is a way to do that now. All right, so cheap plug for TrackLib. All right, there's an outlet out there called TrackLib.
Hold on. We don't want to give them too. You guys got to start paying for that, man.
You guys got to start
paying
paying.
Jules.
I'm gonna give them this
TrackLib,
okay?
all right,
Because TrackLib, all right,
which actually got started from Prince Paul and Eric Sermon. Shout out to y'all. All right, they made a platform for producers to go out and actually license music from off of that site. So you have 3 tiers, A, B, C tier, 3 different price ranges. You can actually license a sample for $50 and have it fully cleared and have that sample. And then what it is, you clear the sample for $50. Depending on how much of the sample you use, that's how much of your royalties that you have to kick off. So if you use like less than 3 seconds of the sample, is like 2% of the publishing that you pay back. To the sample order.
Yes.
What?
Yes. So for all you
Who
producers,
thought of that? That is brilliant.
it is. All right.
It is.
And it's because
That was brilliant.
It's because all these producers
It's
out here
because
getting sued for unclear samples. Now you have a way to clear your samples.
That was a good idea, brother. That was brilliant.
Good idea, brother.
That's good. That's good.
Prince Paul and Eric Sermon did that, you know what I'm saying? It made a way for producers like me to go in, and now I can actually clear samples.
Oh man, hip hop is good. That's a good thing about hip hop.
That's a good thing about it.
I was a struggle for it.
I was a struggle for
It wasn't like when I was doing it. It's like
when I was doing it. It's like
equipment was really, really expensive.
Equipment was really expensive.
You only had this amount of assembly time and only a Tascam 4-track, so there was a lot of ways.
So there was a lot of ways.
Manipulate it and
see it get done like this. It can get done
like this. It can get
be
done
professionally done like that, man.
Professionally done like that,
awesome,
man.
bro. That's what I love you, brother, man.
I love you, brother, man.
What you bring, not only to me, but what you bring to your audience is professional.
Professional.
And that's the whole name of the game. You know what I'm saying? Because once you become an MC or a DJ or a producer, you know what I'm saying, you literally become a business, you know what I'm saying? So it's nothing for you to go out and get a business license, you know what I'm saying, and, start your own production company if you're a producer. You know what I'm saying? So that way, everything that you do is basically a tax write-off once you start making money. You want to go buy a sample pack? Cool. You can write that off on your taxes. You want to get a new piece of gear from the Guitar Center? That's a tax write-off. You know what I'm saying? And not only that, all right, as a business, all right, especially as a producer or DJ, as a business, all right, your business entity is separated from your personal entity. So, like, let's say if you do get sued for a sample, they will go after your business.
They will go after business
instead of going after you personally. So they can't come and take your house or your car. They can just take your business assets.
Assets.
All right. So it's protection. It's called protecting. It's called covering your ass. Basically,
that's smart, you guys.
That's smart, you guys.
That gets into a whole different bracket as far as tax identification. That's just brilliant.
That's just brilliant.
Smart musicians do this all the time.
Smart musicians do this all the time.
What do they call it? Or something like that. Yeah. To where they actually separate themselves from.
I mean, it's all
their brand, their entity.
It's all basic business, and you know what I'm saying, especially you know what I'm saying, with this whole quarantine and lockdown and venues being closed and all this other stuff, you have to have multiple streams of income. You know what I'm saying? This is why. This is why it's important for any artist to have their own website. All right, you can do everything off your website. All right. My man DJ Pizzo, all right, who's DJ for E40 and
Pizzo,
he told me a long time ago, you know what I'm saying, like, we used to sling shit out of our trunks, you know what I'm saying, now let your website be your trunk. Everything you do can be done off your website. Look at Chance the Rapper. Chance the Rapper ran his whole thing off of his website. From selling his music to selling his merch to selling tickets to his shows, all off of his website. All right, and if you're really smart and have your website, to Google, you can get an AdWords account and have Google put ads on your account, and you get revenue from the ads on your account. So that's another stream of income. You can actually charge people.
Bro, too much jewelry, man. He got all this stuff right here. You got to call him.
All this stuff right here. You got
Call
to
him.
call it.
Set you up a personal consultation. I don't know what his hourly rate is, but it's a minimum 2 hours.
It's a minimum 2 hours.
To work. Now this brother can really help you, man. I can't
really help you, man. We can't be giving.
You got to start paying for this.
You got to start paying for this.
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
We can't give it all out.
We can't give it all out.
But hey, guys, make sure that check out my man's website.
Check out my man's website.
Check out his music. Check out what he gonna be doing in the future. And this is your home, man. Kick your feet up anytime you want to, man.
Anytime you want to, man. Want to see about giving you,
man. You can do your radio show. You can do your radio show.
Been there, you know what I'm saying? Been there, you know what I'm saying? Radio show, done that, but you know,
check me on my website, www.bigbossbeats.com. You know, I'm DJ Iceman, aka Big Boss Beats, aka EF Hutton, aka that black dude, aka
that black dude, aka you know,
my king,
you know,
once again, DJ underscore Iceman underscore 73 on Instagram. Underscore Big Boss Beats underscore on Twitter, Robert Anderson on Facebook. You know, I do so much stuff, you know, with the production, you know, or the Woo stuff that I'm doing. Check out, you know, DJ Flipside and you know, the Woo File series, Wu-Tang Rocks the World series. You know, check out, you know, DJO, 144,000 Chosen Few, you know, Zubulliez, Dirtyclanzmen, check all those out. Check out Filthy Fingers United. You know, if you're local, check out Filthy, you know, check out everybody local, you know what I'm saying? Check out
support your locals, you know what I'm saying?
Support your locals, you know what I'm saying?
Check out Shigg, you know, Billy the Fridge, Underarm Hustler, you know what I'm saying?
Billy the Fridge, my boy.
Billy the Fridge, my boy.
You know what I'm saying?
Big Billy.
Battlefield, you know what I'm saying?
If you're a battle fan, you know what I'm saying?
Sky BMC's out of Olympia.
Right.
Olympia.
ABL out of
ABL
Tacoma,
out of
you know what I'm saying? Stewie Newton, Real Cosby.
Cash Gordon.
You know, it's Cash
Oh,
Gordon.
man, Boomer. Out there in Bremerton. I see you, Boomer.
You know what I'm saying? All the dope producers out here, you know what I'm saying? Everybody from, you know, Vitamin D,
Vita.
J Esco,
you
know, Brainstorm,
you know,
Brainstorm, Deli,
you know, Deli,
you know,
please support y'all.
Please support y'all.
You know,
oh God, so much. Dice. You know what I'm saying? Like the R&B shit. Dice is that girl, you know what I'm saying?
Dice Cunningham?
Yeah.
Cunningham?
Yeah. Dice gets it in.
Kidding me? Dice does the damn thing.
She's cold, man.
Yeah.
What's the hold up, Northwest. We gonna let you guys see something. We gonna put something together, especially when they open this up. Me and my man right here. We gonna collab and put a big product together, a big product to where we can let you guys know exactly what we're doing out here.
Exactly what we're doing out here.
So many other, you know what I'm saying, outlets out here to get your music out. You know what I'm saying? Word on the beat. You know what I'm saying? Respect my region.
You know what I'm saying? Respect my region.
Urban Solutions.
Urban Solutions.
Cool Out Network.
Legendary. Yes.
Legendary. Yes.
Shout out to my boy Cool Nuts down there in PO.
Yeah, Cool Nuts.
Love over at C-Spot.
Yes.
C-Spot.
Matter of fact, vote for my man Con Love too. You know what I'm saying? Up there in Seattle. Y'all vote for my man Con Love. You can put one of us in there.
You can put one of us in there.
Yes. Ghetto Prez.
There's so much stuff out here, you know what I'm saying, locally that y'all should be getting into. You know what I'm saying? Even before the outside stuff. You know what I'm saying? Support your home first, because that's another big thing I'm always seeing is that, you know, people always complaining, my city don't support me, my city don't support me. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of support to be had, and it's sad because it's not just Seattle, it's not just Tacoma. I see it everywhere. You
it's
know
everywhere. It is.
Nobody wants to celebrate you until you celebrate it outside your
That's
area.
just the way it is, ain't it?
That's just the way it is, ain't it?
It really shouldn't have to be that way.
It shouldn't have to be that way.
It shouldn't have to be.
Especially, you know what I'm saying, why are you going to go and spend, you know what I'm saying, $35, $40, $50 on a ticket to see some out-of-towners? You know, yeah, they may be major, but you guys, you know, you got cats that are just as dope who's only charging $5 to get into the venue.
Plus, go. Just go.
You know what I'm saying?
Go.
Yeah.
Go buy a shirt. Buy a hat.
You know what I'm saying?
Meet a friend. Go out and enjoy yourself.
Go out and enjoy yourself.
Because everybody, you know what I'm saying, this is for your local artists too.
This is for your local artists too. You know what I'm saying?
I understand you're out there struggling. You're trying to get your shit together. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
The biggest thing is, you know what I'm saying? Learn how to do things like put on a real show. Don't have 20 or 30 of your homeboys up on your stage pacing back and forth, and they don't have nothing to do with the damn song.
They don't have nothing to do with the damn song.
Cover the mic. You know what I'm saying? Because you know what I'm saying? As a fan, you know what I'm saying? Fans want.
You know what I'm saying?
They want to be a part of something. I want to be a part of a movement. I want to be able to say, yo, I discovered this dude. I know this dude from when he was doing Hole
in the Wall clubs in Seattle.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Facts. And you know what I'm saying? I want to be able to say, yo, back then, yo, dude was doing like crazy ass shows, like crazy ass shows. It was professional. You know what I'm saying? This is me as a fan.
Facts.
Me as a fan. So you know what I'm saying? I want to see that from my artists. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? Be a total package. You know what I'm saying? And I know it's hard right now because you don't have the money, you don't have the budget. Back in the days, you know what I'm saying, Motown, they actually bred artists, you know what I'm saying? They don't have any real A&Rs names.
Real A&Rs names.
All right, just to know, you know what I'm saying? They don't have any A&Rs nowadays.
They don't have any A&Rs now.
The guys that they call A&Rs right now are basically just glorified salesmen. They want to sell you. They are. They just want to sell you a promo.
They are. They just want to sell you a promo package. You don't really
scout pay for the package.
You know what I'm saying? Back in the days, they had real A&Rs, all right? Record labels actually bred superstars. They bred artists. They would actually take you to elocution class, teach you how to speak. They would teach you how to do interviews. They would teach you choreography and blocking, how to properly use a stage. They would teach you how to read and write music. They would teach you how to read and write music. All right. This is why you have all these old Motown artists that did so much stuff. All right, and the stuff lasted through the, you know, to the end of time. You know what I'm saying? Now you got artists and record labels, you know what I'm saying? They're not signing just artists. They're signing movements. They expect you to be a total package right out the box. A lot of artists don't know how to do it. You know what I'm saying? Shit can tell you, you know what I'm saying? I can sit here and look at Shigg right now. I can sit here and look at Shigg right now. I can sit here and look at Shigg right now. Just by his facial expression, how many artists didn't even know how to conduct a proper interview, in an interview. See, you can't see his face right now, but his face tells the whole story.
Yeah. You're right.
I can't tell you how many artists I run into that don't know how to properly format an email to send to a DJ or send to a outlet.
Send to a outlet.
You know what I'm saying? To get their stuff out, to get their content out.
Oh, man.
I can't tell you how many times I just get a random link in my inbox. Check out my music. This is the hottest shit.
Send it to a link too.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't even know who you are. I don't even know who you are. You
didn't even give me a proper introduction. I don't know what you do.
You know what I'm
so hold on, they want you to stop making your beat. So you can go over here and listen to something you never heard. You don't know what it is. You don't know what. You got enough time in your day.
You got enough time in your day.
So I mean, you know what I'm saying? This stuff is important for artists to know. You know what I'm saying? Like an artist, like I can run into 20 new artists right now, and they can't tell me what a DJ pack is. All right, when you send your music to a DJ, all right.
Don't tell them no. They gotta pay for that, man. They gotta pay for this, man. They gotta pay for this, man.
And see, this is the kind of stuff that I actually do have a consultation course for. It's like I want to see so many people win.
I want to see so many people
win. I want to see all my artists, all my DJs, and all my producers out there succeed and win. This is stuff I had to learn the hard way. This is stuff I actually have in a consultation course. This is stuff that a lot of y'all need to know. But you know what I'm saying?
But you know what I'm saying?
This is stuff that I want to put out so badly because a lot of y'all need this. A lot of y'all, you know what I'm saying? And
we do. We do.
We
gotta pay for it though, bro.
Don't get me wrong. I'm always a culture first person. I'm always, you know what I'm saying, here for the culture first. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of this stuff, you know what I'm saying, turns into a business. If you're gonna do business, you can't half-ass it because, you know, if you're gonna be in the business,
that part,
you know, it's a vicious cycle because
Let me put this up. My fault, bro. I'm just gonna go reread some of these quotes.
Shigg is about to write another one down.
Shigg is about to write another one down because here's the thing about there's the culture and there's the business. And there's a vicious cycle because the culture is not good business, but the business always waters down the culture.
Facts.
The business always waters down the culture.
Business always waters down the culture so the culture can become good business.
Y'all hear that? Hold on, man. My man DJ Iceman in the building, man. Hold on, Yeti shout-out she want to give out, man.
Shout-out she want to give out, man.
Real quick, and then we're going to go through some of these quotes. Go ahead, bro. Go ahead. Go ahead.
First of all, shout out wife Buffy over here in the corner and doing her crafting thing.
Bless you, my queen.
Putting up with all my bullshit for all these
years.
Bless you.
Shout out to my kids and my family.
Shout out to
my affiliates, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to, Dungeon Master, Hellraiser, and, Buddha Monk, Judah Priest, all my comrades, too many to name, Smooth Math Beatz, Cuban Pete, shout out to, New York, the birthplace, the Mecca.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to hip hop in general.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Shout out to this culture and lifestyle. Shout out to Shigg for having me on here. Shout out, to the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, and just everything that goes on.
Yes. It's so exciting. It's so exciting, isn't it, man? It's like to see it, to come here and to see where it's gonna go.
I've watched this thing since before it was on wax, before records, and to see it grow, I grew with it.
Facts. Thank you too, brother. You've done so much for the culture, so much that's like that unexposed, that from the background that you've done for our culture, man. And thank you a lot for that, brother.
Yeah, it's crazy because when I think of it, you know what I'm saying, I don't think of myself as a legend or icon or anything like that, or I'm just a guy who loves the culture, who just
You so humble.
I
just want to
make sure that the culture is better than what I left it. I just want to make sure that I made my mark, and that the generation after me, does better than I did, and learn from what I come from an era of what they call each one teach one. You know what I'm saying? My mentors taught me. I learned a lot. I just hope I can pass on those lessons to the next generation.
Facts. Oh, you doing that? We're gonna talk about the. Hold on, let me get some of the quotes. The main thing my man was talking about, man, was talking about branding. And I like the fact is, as far as branding yourself and making sure that. Then he said, these are some of the quotes. He said, more you control, the better off you'll be. He also said this one. This was another very good one. This was another very good one. I'm gonna say that one. I'm gonna put that as a Facebook post.
Oh yeah.
I'm putting that as a Facebook post. I ain't getting that one. Then he said, "Let your website be your trunk." And he was referencing that as far as the days when in the old school where you would go off of your trunk to make the $8 to the $9.99 CD instead of the pennies on the $9.99 CD. I love the reference that he did with that point, saying let your website be the trunk that it was in the 90s. That is an awesome one right there. Also, you mentioned about the future hip hop.
Yeah, it's gonna keep growing. It's gonna keep evolving, and the cycle's gonna continue. I don't like my parents didn't like my music. I don't like my kids' music.
I don't like my kids'
are not gonna like their kids'
My kids are not gonna like their kids' music.
I'll remind them when I'm 70. No, y'all over 30. Y'all over 30. Y'all ain't in hip hop. Get the country music. Y'all ain't in hip hop. Get the country music. It's
been going on since the beginning of time. No matter what the genre, you know what I'm saying. It is what it is. It's gonna continue to happen. It's just, instead of sitting and complaining about it, you know what I'm saying? Hey, because like I said, the founders are still here. The people from my generation are still here, and we're still enjoying it. You know what I'm saying? As long as you know, my kids recognize it, and they do. You know, my kids listen to good music, whether they want it to or not.
Right.
So that's what I was playing all the time.
That's what I was playing all the time.
You know, they have an appreciation for it. And don't get me wrong, it's not all young artists, you know what I'm saying? The young artists are doing their thing, you know what I'm saying? They're supposed to, you know what I'm saying? But you still have cats like, you know, you have the Coles and you have the Kendricks, and if you want to go underground, you know, really underground, you have, you know, the IDs and the Afros who are out there, you know what I'm saying, still doing the boom bap, you know what I'm saying? It's like the boom bap ain't that.
It's like the boom bap ain't that.
Here's one of my biggest pet peeves is a lot of people, they look to the mainstream for the culture, and the culture was never really meant to be mainstream. The culture was always underground.
It was always underground,
still there.
And you know what I'm saying? And our generation, we got kind of spoiled. We got spoon, because we was getting spoon fed all this great stuff. We had the outlets, you know what I'm saying? We had the Yo MTV raps, we had the radio mix shows, you know, the DJ Red Alerts and the K-Days, where it's playing all the authentic stuff 24/7.
K-Day, LA.
You know what I'm saying? We had the WHBIs and all this stuff, you know what I'm saying? And then when it left, all right, it was like, oh, well, you know, they killed hip-hop.
Oh, well, you know, they killed hip-hop.
Technology didn't kill hip-hop. The media consolidation killed hip-hop. All right, media consolidation after 96.
Y'all with the sign out to the 90s. Y'all with the sign out to the 90s.
What happened
was, at one time, there was over 500
radio stations.
Separate.
And a lot of them was mom and pop stations, local stations that could play whatever they wanted. So they played a lot of local music. They played a lot of underground hip hop and stuff like that. But then when these big companies consolidate, because there was a rule that a certain area can only have a certain amount of radio stations. A company can only have a certain amount of radio stations in a certain area. And with the Media Consolidation Act, you know what I'm saying, they were able to consolidate that. So a lot of the biggest corporations and stations started buying up all the smaller outlets.
Or the smaller outlets,
smaller radio stations, the mom and pop record stores and all that fed into it. So they started gobbling all this stuff up. This is why you hear the same 25 songs on the radio all day, because now everything is uniform. It's not separate. Everything is run by the same 4 companies now, basically.
4 companies now.
So that's what really killed hip hop on the radio.
That's what really killed hip hop on the radio. But you know what I'm saying? With that,
we became lazy.
You know
we
what I'm
forgot that we used to go to the record stores every Sunday, every Saturday, and dig. You know what I'm saying? We had to sit up. Until midnight.
Until midnight.
Fridays and Saturdays to hear. You know, certain songs that we wanted to hear.
Certain songs that we wanted to
find them.
Got to when the radio, when the radio DJ was playing.
We had to, we had to get our tape ready. We had to record it.
You had to record it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The pause button. The pause button.
And then sometimes we would get mad because the DJ was playing a really dope song and not say the name of it. So we had to go to the record store with the tape.
What's the name of the song?
Yeah, or something.
So you know what I'm saying? So now it's like, we expect the radio to play this mainstream underground stuff, and it's not going to happen. Real hip hop is not on the radio. We have to get up. People forgot how to dig for stuff and search for stuff. So now we still have to go back. We have to get back to that.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? We have to get back to learning how to. You know what I'm saying? And you know, it's not everybody, because real heads know where to find real stuff.
Know where to find real stuff.
You know what I'm saying? You know, I don't complain about it.
I don't complain about it because I know where to find all the dope stuff I want to listen to.
You know,
you see, I found Iceman.
You see, I found Iceman.
The real knows where to find.
The real knows where to find the real.
It's right here. It's right here.
A lot of the artists that we listen to are still making music. It's just that we don't support them.
It's that we don't support them.
Like, don't support them. A lot of people forgot that, you know what I'm saying, Coogee Rap dropped a dope album last year.
De La had an album 2 years ago that was extremely dope.
Redman dropped the EP
that was dope.
I'm not talking about mixtape.
I'm not talking about mixtape. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about full.
You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? Boom bap is still here. You know what I'm saying? You still got producers that are still doing it. A lot of people still doing it. A lot of people thought that, you know what I'm saying? Since Migos came, Mike Will made it. and
made it.
DJ Mustard out here started making beats. They thought that cats like Pete Rock retired.
What the heck?
Retired.
You know what I'm saying? They thought they, you know what I'm saying,
Night one day making music no more.
They thought that,
They thought that, you know what I'm saying, that
Boot Camp Click hung up their mics or something.
Hung up their mics or something.
They thought the hieroglyphics stopped doing shows.
No, they still out here doing it.
Underground.
And the real heads will still go out and do shows. The problem is there's not enough real heads that are supporting, you know what I'm saying? You know, there's no excuse why, you know what I'm saying, somebody like, you know what I'm saying, Razzcast can't, there's no reason why Razzcast can't sell out. There's enough real heads out here.
I need some Razzcast.
I need some Razzcast. You out there? Give me
Razzcast.
There's still real heads out here
that should be out there buying. You know what I'm saying? There's no reason why Paris, you know what I'm saying, is not still heard. You know what I'm saying? There's no reason.
Scary X.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Man, wow, he can
You know what I'm saying?
I
mean, there's gorilla.
There's enough underground heads still out here stuff, but they're not really supporting like they should. You know what I'm saying? There's no reason why, you know what I'm saying, Brother Lynch Hung shouldn't be able to sell out the
Facts.
I mean, sell it out.
No seats, standing room only.
We're going to work on that.
You know what I'm saying?
We're going to work on that.
We just got to keep giving them culture.
I mean,
but hey,
got to keep giving them culture.
But hey, even newer artists, there's no reason why Bones should be able to sell out.
When they had the old school night at the Dome,
there was
still a lot of empty seats.
All right, there was still a lot of empty seats. There was no excuse for it.
Right. You talking about just the one that had
last year?
Yeah, the one that had 2 years ago.
I was there.
All right, I was there. There was a packed card.
All right, there was no reason why that sold out.
Show shouldn't
you know
have
what I'm saying? But, you know what I'm saying? Little Uzi Vert,
you know what I'm saying? Little Uzi Vert was.
I ain't gonna comment on that at all. I can't comment on that. Iceman.
And what makes it crazy is,
we have jobs, we're older, we have jobs, we have kids, we have money to do this. You know what I'm saying?
We have a lot of it. We have that disposable income.
It's
not like when we were 16 years old.
It's not like when we were 16 years old and had to wait for an allowance.
Or go get it.
Or
go get it. The hard way.
The hard way. Us older heads, we have the means to support our artists.
A lot of them got more educated. A lot of them got more educated. Talk a lot more vaster about. That's why a lot of these youngsters are gonna be better as they get older. As they get older.
Don't get me wrong.
These kids are a lot smarter.
They're a lot more technologically advanced than they were when we were kids.
Yes.
We're kids.
Yes.
Believe me.
Yes.
And for you older artists out there, my pet peeve with a lot of y'all is don't change up your style.
Yeah, why you rapping like them? Why you rapping like them?
Don't change up your style to try to appeal to the younger audience. All right? We love you,
60-year-old auto. Fix me up, bro.
Yeah.
Fix me up, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
Ronald Richie auto.
I love the fact that, you know what I'm saying? Y'all did what y'all did. Y'all talked about what y'all talked about. You know what I'm saying?
Y'all can still be relevant to us.
Y'all can still be relevant to us.
We need that.
You know what I'm saying?
What am I going to do? What am I going to do?
I want to hear,
you know what I'm saying, Big Daddy Kane rhyme about. I want to hear Big Daddy Kane rhyme about, you know what I'm saying, how bad it is trying to put his kids through college.
Yes, I need to know that.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, don't get me wrong. You know what I'm saying? I love all the gun talk. I love all the drug talk. You know what I'm saying? I love all that shit. You know what I'm saying? Me too. You know what I'm saying?
Other things I love too.
I mean, hey, I literally want to hear a rapper rap about retirement funds and retirement and shit.
Yeah.
I forgot who it was, but somebody actually coined the term adult contemporary hip hop.
Yeah, where's that at? Matter of fact, we might have to do that right here.
Because, I'm sorry, there are old school artists who try to do the young boy shit. It's horrible. And I'm gonna name names. When LL Cool J came up with that song Ratchet,
that shit was horrible.
When fucking Little Kim came up with Blanco, that was garbage.
Oh, that was garbage.
I'm not gonna lie. All right.
As a radio personality, I can't comment. But man, my man, he ain't lied yet. He ain't lied yet. I can say that.
Now, don't get me wrong though.
There are cats that can adapt to the style. Like that Will Smith shit.
Will Smith shit.
With Jordan Lucas.
With Jordan Lucas.
Yeah, that shit he did with Jordan.
That shit he did with Jordan. Yo,
he can spit. He can spit.
All right, but he,
you know what I'm saying?
He adapted to the new style, and it sounded dope.
He still got it. He still was good like Will, but it's the new style. It's the new. That was dope, bro. That was well. I was really. He spit bars to that.
You know what I'm saying? You don't have to. You know what I'm saying?
You don't have to abandon what got you to the dance. You know what I'm saying? You can adapt.
Shout out for us. Yeah, y'all thought I was corny.
Y'all thought I was corny.
Yeah, sauce it out.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Easy.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, there are even new cats.
There are even new cats.
You know, everybody's talking about it, and I'm gonna be right there with them. You know what I'm saying?
With them, you know what I'm saying?
Griselda cats. Benny and Conway, and man, listen. Woo. Man,
it's gonna be all right, bro.
Yeah,
it's gonna be all right.
Yeah,
it's gonna be all right.
If you want to hear some dope ass styles, like, to me right now, the dopest hip hop album of the year right now, already the Rugged Man.
I can't say I can't agree or disagree, but he ain't lied yet. He ain't lied yet.
That new already the Rugged.
I can't agree or disagree. You haven't lied yet. You haven't lied.
Yeah. I mean, there's still dope hip hop out there.
Oh, there is, bro.
You just have to.
And me being an underground radio DJ. I mean, I hear a lot of good stuff. I hear some stuff may not be so good. But being independent, I hear a lot of good stuff. I just heard an instrumental track right up over there. I ain't never heard of some good shit. So it's out here, bro.
It's out here.
It's out here. You just gotta find it. And you know what I'm saying?
Don't discount the youth. All right.
Please, dog.
Because the youth will surprise you.
Please don't do that. Please don't do that. They got to get better.
Like, you know, I won't even say that because you know, we come from what's called the golden era. All right, you know what I'm saying? Rock. You know what I'm saying? Golden era of hip hop. But here's the thing. That was our golden era. Our time.
Golden era.
The kids right now, this is their golden era.
And let them have it.
Their golden era.
And let them have it.
Can't they have it?
Create it.
This is their golden era.
Create it and have it.
So, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, yes, you know, I'm an old head.
Yes, you know, I'm an old head, and I'm a, you know, I throw the term old ass
I'm not feeling this, but this is me. You know what I'm saying? I had my golden era. I enjoy my golden era, but you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? The kids are having their golden era right now, and they're doing the damn thing.
And they're doing the damn thing.
You know what I'm saying? What makes it even better is that with this technology, and the social media and all these outlets going on, a lot of these kids, some of them are signing fucked up deals. Some of them are finding really fucked up deals. But for the most part, they are so much better at the business side of this shit than we were. You got these kids out here.
That is fucking factual.
You got these kids out here that may only be around for a year or two. You know, their shit may only be hot this year, next year. You know what I'm saying? And it's all down here from there. But in these 2 years that they're hot, they are seeing to it that they will never have to worry about nothing for the rest of their lives.
We got a guy like that. One guy. His name is Young MC.
I'm talking about all these young kids right now. All right, these kids.
He was out for about 18 months. Young MC don't have to work nothing.
But see, here's the thing about Young MC. All right, like, and this is another facet that a lot of these younger kids are missing. All right, Young MC, he may have been hot as far as a rapper, as far as an artist, but number one, he owns all of his publishing, and number two, do you know what shit he wrote for other artists?
People, right? Absolutely.
All right. So as an artist, he may not have been hot, but he is living. He's still living off of Tone Loc.
He's still living off of Tone Loc that he wrote.
Yes. All right. That's another part of the business. You know what I'm saying? That. Yes. So you know, but these kids right now, there are so many young moguls out here. I may think their music is trash, but it can be trash because they set themselves up business-wise. Where, you know what I'm saying?
Who's the kid used to wear the braids? I can't think of him no more. Little Yachty.
Little Yachty?
Dude, what's...
I'm not a fan of his music.
I can't stand his music.
And
hey, y'all didn't hear me say that.
Hey, y'all didn't hear me say that. All right. I'm not a fan of his music. He even signed a screwed up deal. But he put himself in position to do so many other things.
He's not even 22.
You know what I'm saying? Dude. Just off that Sprite commercial, he's set for life. All right. Just off of his endorsements, the Sprite deal, the Target deal. All right, when he's doing that little whack ass.
All right, when he's little whack ass.
He's cool, but you know what I'm saying.
He knew his shit, man.
You know what I'm saying.
Somebody was teaching him well.
Yeah, and you know what I'm saying. It's not. Don't think it's just the artist, all right?
Don't think it's just the artist, all right? Let me put that out there. It's going to stop you right now.
Don't just think it's the artist doing it. They have teams behind them.
People who give them advice. He pays for
managers,
not free. It's not free.
They have a team behind them.
They have a team behind them. Their team put them in a position to do so much other shit.
They don't have to worry about it. You know what I'm saying? And with all the social media they have going on, all right, here's a cool little story. Fucking Soulja Boy.
Right?
Soulja Boy signed a $400 million deal with a poker company.
Right?
And it wasn't the fact that he had good music. It wasn't the fact of his publishing. All right, it's the fact that they paid $400 million for access to his fan base.
And
all right, his Twitter followers, his Instagram, his YouTube, because they knew that his fan base was so rabid they was going to buy anything that he endorsed. They tapped into his fan. They paid $400 million for his fan base, not him, his fan base. All right,
that's smart.
That goes back into branding. That goes back into branding. When you make yourself a brand. I hear these people all the time. I'm a brand. All right. Here's how you know when you're a brand. When people pay for your name and not your music,
and not your music, then you're a brand.
All right, you guys, we're going to cut all that off. We're going to delete everything. Everything else has got to be paid for, man.
It's got to be paid for, man.
Consultation. Hit me up. This guy talk to you, man. This guy talk right now. No more of that, bro.
Okay, no more of that, bro. Okay, don't worry. Just to get it out the way. I do run an industry consulting course. $250 for the whole course. Hit me up in my inbox. Hit me up on
DJ Iceman at bigbossbeats.com. You know what I'm saying? That's the email. You know what I'm saying? Hit me up. I'll run you through the full consultation course. This goes everything from copyrights and trademarks to branding, to getting your business license, the contracts, to even starting your own label. All right, $250 is cheap. Most consultants charge $1,200
an hour.
Facts. Okay. That's factual, y'all. That's the reason why he's here. That's the reason why he's here. That's the reason why bless me, divided his schedule. Bless me, divided his schedule. Y'all can hear. This is the guy if you want to take them steps, or if you know someone that you feel. So this is the nice gift to give someone. You know what? You're pretty good. Let me buy you some consultation from somebody that can take you to a door that we can't open. That's what we want, man. That's what this guy can do.
Yeah, and I do have, well, you artists out there, another cheap plug, I do have Big Boss ENT, all right, BigBossEntertainmentBlog.com. That is my promotion company. I have my own promotion company. I work with 150 different websites and blogs, everything from the lowest blog, to the Source magazine. I can get your content, what I'm saying, on those websites. I do everything from, I build websites for artists. I do EPKs and press kits.
All those are important. These are all important.
These are all important.
I do cover art. I do mixtape placements like Audio Mag and DatPiff. Aside from the beats, I do intro and outro videos. So if you do music videos and you get your stuff, if you do content in general, I get your logo on a nice little intro. I do those type of things. I do SEO marketing.
The man.
I do all kinds of stuff, all right? And this all falls in. And the whole reason why I even got into all of this stuff is because I wanted to promote my own stuff. All right? I paid a lot of money for, you know, promotional companies and stuff like that. I got robbed, I got jerked, I got half-ass results. And I didn't want anybody else to go through what I did.
So I made my own company.
And of course, once again, that goes back into the whole beginning of the whole thing and control. You know, when you control your assets, when you control your platforms, when you control your content, I don't have to wait on a label to tell me, okay, you can put this music out. I'll put it out when I want to on my own label. All right. I don't have to wait for somebody to promote my stuff. I have my own promotion company. I put my stuff when I want to. You know.
The more you control, the better off you will be. Branding. Told you I got the guy here, y'all.
I have my own website.
So, you know, if Facebook goes down or Instagram goes down or Twitter decides, you know, we don't want to do this no more and shuts down, I can draw everybody to my website.
He's set.
This is just.
Let's get you guys set, you guys. I gotta get to some music. Hold up. Say your goodbyes real quick, man. Everybody know what's up.
So once again, thanks Shigg for having me on. It's been an honor and a privilege. You know, letting him have me up here and run my mouth for.
Scholarship. He's giving
scholarship. Robert Anderson on Facebook. www. Big Boss Beatz with a Z.com.
Fire Beats.
You know, Big Boss Entertainment Blog.com. Promotion.
Did you have a special that you were doing this weekend or something?
I was doing a special today only, but I'll run out for the rest of the weekend. $35 site placements. So if you want to get on certain sites, you know what I'm saying, hit me up. I'll give you the list. You know, if it's a video, if it's a SoundCloud song, if it's a Spotify link, you know what I'm saying?
$35.
I'll get you on a site for $35. Run those numbers up a little bit. If you want to follow me on Instagram, it is at DJ_Iceman_73. If you want to follow me on Twitter, it is _Big Boss Beats with a Z _. Yeah, you know, just hit me up on my outlets. You know, Shigg will tell you, especially on Facebook, I'm always dropping some kind of.
Join his Facebook page.
Join his Facebook page.
Trust me with that. Join his Facebook page.
Join his Facebook page.
I'm that dude. If you come to me, I don't have the answer. Believe me, I will find somebody who has an answer for you. You know.
$35, y'all.
$35, y'all.
Jump on that.
You know, and you know, my last words are, you know, hip hop actually started from nothing, literally. When they cut out the music programs, when they cut out a lot of stuff in the ghettos, you know, DJs, they didn't have access to instruments. They took what they had, which was turntables, and they made music. You know what I'm saying? MCs, they didn't have singing classes, you know, but they knew how to write poetry. So they started MCing. You know what I'm saying? Graffiti artists, they didn't have all these fancy canvases and access to galleries. They took what they had, which was spray paint and imagination, and they used subway cars and walls as their canvases. For all you young people out there, just because you don't have a lot, don't mean that you can't do a lot. You know what I'm saying? Get out there, use what you have. You know, there are so many outlets out here now. There's so much knowledge out here now. Google's your friend. YouTube is your friend. You know what I'm saying? You can reach out to people. You know what I'm saying? Use this knowledge that's out here to better yourself. All right? And it doesn't make a difference if you're black or Latino. You know what I'm saying? Because right now we're going through a lot of stuff. We're going through a lot of hell. We've been going through a lot of hell. Okay?
We're going to win.
You know, we've been going through a lot of hell. You know what I'm saying? Don't let nothing that's happening out here deter you. All right? From, you know what I'm saying, from our earliest days, all right? We were not porch monkeys. We were not niggers. We were not, you know what I'm saying, slaves. We were not low, all right? We come from kings and queens and scholars, and this is, if you're black, if you're Latino, You know what I'm saying? We all come from kings and queens. We all come from greatness. We all have greatness in us. Don't let nobody else deter your greatness. All right? One of my favorite sayings is, don't let anybody put their limitations on your success.
Your success.
Period. You have all this shit out here, use it.
DJ Iceman, this is his home. Go kick his feet up.
Go kick his feet up.
Anytime you want to, man.
Anytime you want to, man.
Your music,
Call.
definitely.
Your music,
you gotta have your music
definitely.
at your library up
Gotta
there.
have
This
your
is your
music at
home,
your
man.
library
Anytime you
up
want to
there.
say,
This is your
do
home, man.
anything,
Anytime you want to say.
KKSH is the home of DJ Iceman. I'm gonna make sure I get all of his sites and all the places on where you can find him on my Facebook page, so you guys can have access to this. You're gonna I guess you can go to People on the Radio. You have to go to my Facebook page. Hear this interview because my man was dropping hella jewels. Man, thank you so much, brother, man.
Thank you so much, brother, man.
I appreciate you. I'm gonna talk to you off the air. About a couple other things. I'm gonna play some music. DJ Iceman. Thank you so much again, man. The legend, the icon. Very humble. This is a very humble brother. I learned so much. I thought I knew some stuff, but I realized there's just a lot more that I need to learn. Like he said, Google is my best friend. And let my website be my trunk. And that's what you're going to get right here on KKSH. Where we always do 3 things plus 1. We're loving love. We're loving love. Building buildings. Reaching billions. DJ Iceman. Here's my girl, Tiffany Spitfire Cooper. This is from the crates. This is what it's called. You should have seen me coming right here on KKSH.
Ooh, thank you. Appreciate you.
Yeah.
Yo. Hey, man, this guy was dropping some jewels. You guys, rewind this. You're going to want to rewind this. Iceman in the building, man.
Thank you. All y'all out there, man. Yo, just keep doing what y'all doing.
You know what? Look, let me tell you guys something, man. You know, my man, he's got this big special that he's doing for blogs this week. He's got 4 or 5 different streams of services that he could provide for artists and listeners, but he wasn't even talking. He didn't even want to talk about that. He didn't want to talk about that. He wanted to talk about improving and making this better as us in general. He wasn't trying to sell what he can do or any of that. I had to man, let's talk about that. He just didn't want to. That was not in his mind. His mind is to make this better and leave something for the better. So that's why I love this brother, man. Support this brother. Easy. You guys got to catch me later, all right? I'll be on the air tomorrow. I'm interviewing Lundy out of New York City. She's from Brooklyn, or Brooklyn Queen. I'm interviewing her. And next week I'll have exclusively L and MB Entertainment on location. So we do 3 things plus 1. Be loved, be blessed, and I am out. Easy.